Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today I'll talk about contract to hire firms or contract to why we should not join contract to hire position. So this is my video topic today, and it will be interesting. If you are in contract to hire, or if you in other role planning to go for contract to hire in India, basically in outside India, it might be okay, but it in India it is warning. So I'll go through all this topic today. So please be with me. So let us show a screenshot that I just recently seen, and this is basically a layoff. Basically, I got a guy got laid off. He has 3 years of experience, and he has a experienced Pega developer, and so he also uh, has experience with core Java, which is nothing but the Pega package, and HTML, CSS, and he is also certified on CSA and CSSF, and he's looking for in Pan India. So there is nothing new in this, right? But if you see from which company he got laid off, you will be shocked. He got laid off from Infosys. Now, if you have little idea, you will never see people, all it is very rare to see people got laid off from TCS, Infosys, or Wipro. These three companies usually don't cut off or don't lay off their employees. It's very rare, but in this case this guy got laid off. But also, he's a technical guy. Basically, he is not someone who is kind of a non-technical guy, but he is a technical guy. He don't have project, and eventually he got laid off. Now, if you see his profile, he joined Capgemini as associate consultant, worked for 1.4 years, pretty good, and then for 3 months he joined L&T, and immediately after that he joined Infosys as an associate consultant. Now, if I dig into the profile, I was also I wasn't thinking like how he got laid off. Then I come to know that he is basically from a contractual employee. He is in a contract to hire position, and that is the reason that he got laid off. If he would have been a permanent position, he would have get much of more opportunity, much more time in order to get his next assignment or project. That is a problem with contract to hire role, that when the contract is end, then there's, if there is no direct project, I mean within 5-10 days or even before the contract is ending, if you are unable to secure any project, possibly they will end up your contract. So that is the main problem. Now I'll come back here and talk contract this all, four companies, and why this contract to hire is dangerous, and for which companies I'll tell you. So in product based company, possibly the best organization to work with, like any product based company, like be it Mang, be it mid-sized product based company like Samsung, Philips, a lot of other product based company in Bangalore, Hyderabad, you can see, like if you work with them, it's possibly the best, because you get free food, you'll get a great insurance coverage, you have lot of snacks inside office, lot of other stuff, you get free shuttle, lot of other benefit, you'll get food coupon, everything you can enjoy. And also, like, you can work on top notch technologies, there is no reason for you to think about your client satisfaction. All you are working with client there, basically. So that is possibly the best, but only few can get into it. So rest all service based or consulting firm like TCS, Accenture, Wipro, Infosys, Big Four, all other consulting firm, where you work mostly with a customer, that overseas customer you will be tagged in, but you will be going to only the designated office. Like, if you're working with TCS, you'll go to TCS, and then you will work for the client. So there might be a specific ODC or bay, but you will not usually don't you need not to visit to the customer office, but there are certain exceptions. So in case of a very very big client, Microsoft, so in Microsoft, people from Accenture, people from Wipro, TCS, all the other company, Infosys, Tech Mahindra, they usually go to Microsoft campus, specifically that Gachibowli Hyderabad campus, and they work from there. And they have a different ID, like it's a V-dash ID called, it's a vendor ID basically. So that culture is there, but it is very less. This is very less for uh like in this kind of a company. So ideally, like you can work from office, and that is possibly a best culture. And now this is one more company, service based company, that is called body shopping company. Here what they did basically, they used to provide they usually provide slightly higher salary, and on top of that you need to go to client office. So one example might be Harman, sometimes Hexaware. So this company, there are Value Labs, there are many companies present, where you need to go through their interview process. After that they will arrange a client round. If you can clear the client round, now they have a very very good client. They have a client like Honeywell, all of the great client they have. They will send you to the client location, client office basically. Now if your client is good, if your project people are good, then definitely you can flourish. But if they are not good, even if there are some ups and downs in their team itself, they will never be friendly with you, and eventually your performance will be less, and eventually you will be removed from your team. Once you remove from the team, it is very difficult for you to get your next assignment, because in this body shopping company there are few good clients. Rest all, getting project is very difficult. And since it's a body shopping company, they usually offer a higher package, and eventually, for that reason they can't retain you in a longer period of time in the bench. So possibly within 45 days they will ask you resign if you are not getting any project. So this is slightly alarming as well, body shopping company. Now let's talk about contract to hire, the most exciting part. I'll tell you why people attracted to contract to hire. So if you see the company like Accenture, they have a contract to hire. So in Accenture, if you are already in Accenture, there are two kind of I card. One is green I card, which is for permanent employee. One is blue I card, that is for contract to hire. So in Accenture, Infosys, in lot of other company, they hire even Dell, contract to hire position role. Now who are basically the vendor company? In this case, the vendor company might be Colabora, or Ascendion, or maybe there are companies like Manpower Group. And there are a lot of companies basically. They are also sometimes they are also CM level five companies, these vendor companies. They usually hire, and then they usually send you to their office, sometimes from their office, and you, in most of the case, you need to go to their office, client office. Maybe you hired for Infosys by Colabora, and you are working from Infosys office itself, right? Now since it's a contract to hire, you will get a better salary. Like what Infosys is offering in the same role, you definitely get 20%, 10 to 20% more. But one negative point, you will come under this vendor companies. Let's assume Colabora. So you need to obey all the Colabora's rule as well as Infosys rule. In If you have to take a off or leave, you need to apply leave in the vendor company as well as your customer company. And all the benefits related to life insurance, health insurance, you will comes under vendor company, not the client company. Now the problem is, in certain case, why these, like the question would be, why these these companies go for contract to hire? Because there is no liability. If they wish, they can tell that employee, do not come from tomorrow. There is no no commitment, right? So that is the one way, and one possibility. And also in contract to hire, sometimes they tell, companies, a vendor company tells that they will absorb you within a year or within 6 months if you perform well. But you need to be mindful that there is also a contract signed between this vendor company and the parent company, the customer company, that you cannot absorb our employee. Even if they are performing well, you can't absorb. And if you're trying to absorb our employee, trying to make them permanent, you need to pay a huge fees, like a huge amount of money they have to pay. So for that reason, usually contract to hire employees are not being converted to the full-time employees. There are exception. In Accenture, I have seen 10% of employee got converted. In Infosys, it is slightly higher. In Dell, it is also higher. Dell usually don't directly do the recruitment, but they usually go for the vendor specific hire, and if people are performing well, they usually absorb as a full-time employee. So but again, there are certain vendor who got the preferences. So you need to look into that. So if you are joining in a contract to hire, definitely you get a attractive salary. But the problem is when the project is ended, that specific company where you are working with, they can directly tell, do not come from tomorrow. And the similarly, the company you are currently in, if they cannot provide next opportunity, or if they don't provide, they don't do not have any opportunity, they can also ask you to resign, like, by giving maybe 1 month severance pay. So if you are joining such a contract to hire role, so first of all, if you are in a stable company with permanent role, do not join contract to hire in India basically. So if it is in UAE, it is possibly good, because in UAE most of the offers are contract to hire. Like you don't get a direct full-time offer. But if you are India working for a permanent role, do not go for contract to hire. If you are only contract to hire, already in contract one, then you can go. But otherwise don't take, at least as of now, where no job is secure, do not fall into the contract to hire trap. And I have been seeing lot of incident before COVID basically. One incident I can still recall, when the COVID started and people thought there might be a layoff. Yeah, layoff happened. And most, if I take one example, all the Accenture employees specifically working for non-technical role, working for help, travel desk or IT support, they got completely laid off. And they are all contract to hire. They are basically coming, they are coming from vendor, because that day there is no reason for keeping a transport, there is no reason keeping all those other stuff, right? So you need to basically understand this concern. So this is my thought about contract to hire role, and let me know what is your thought.